All right, welcome everybody to the Roundup, where we talk in Blue Jays baseball, and we're going to be covering off the upcoming series and talk a little bit about the Jays and their quest to make the 2021 playoff. I'm Adam. As always, I'm joined with Junior. Junior, are you ready?
Let's go!
Hey, bada, swing, bada. Hey, bada, swing, bada. Kennedy, swing, bada.
All right. Okay, so great video there. Junior, so the Jays are going, or we're going to keep it super positive. The Jays are going to make their road to the playoffs. This is going to happen. We're going to push for the playoffs. This is going to happen. How's it going to happen?
I mean, we're not saying they're going to make the playoffs. We're just going to be positive about their chances of making the playoffs.
Yes.
But rather than just kind of just driving it into the ground and beating it like a dead horse. The last couple of series have made it a little more difficult for that road to be paved.
Tough 2-game against Washington.
Yeah, and then against Seattle and
one off Detroit.
Yeah, and then Detroit. I don't know what's going on there, but anyway, congratulations to Miguel Cabrera on your 500th career home run.
Yes,
pretty much cementing your plaque in the Hall of Fame. Great career so far. I know you got a little bit left in you, like maybe 40 games or so, but celebrate in style. It's an amazing piece of history. I'm not happy that it happened at the Rogers Center. Would have rather it happened somewhere else.
Yes.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's take a look at the race. Okay. So this is what it's breaking down to here. Ultimately, if we're looking at wild cards, I was going to have 4.5 games back for the Jays here. What do you think about the wild card standings, and can the Jays make a push right now?
Well, at the end of the day, the good thing is you look at Oakland, they're 3-7 in their last 10, so they're kind of faltering like we are. The only thing that concerns me is Boston. They have to start losing, because I don't think that team is quality enough to be where they are. And then the Mariners are kind of like a whatever. They just hit a little streak, thanks to that series against us. I think that they're going to probably start to normalize a bit more.
Okay.
So, I mean, at the end of the day, it is what it is, but it's a tough road ahead. We're 4.5 games back, and I think it can still happen.
Okay, so let's break it down team by team and what the other teams need to do to put us in a position to look good going into September.
Yeah, so magic numbers. If you were with us for our late episode last week about playoff redemption, we placed magic numbers on win totals for each team.
Yes.
New York's at 4, so they can only have 4 more wins for the rest of the month. They've got 8 games left, 2 against Atlanta, 1 against Oakland, 1 against LA. Right now, they are leading the Braves 3-1, so that could potentially move that magic number down to 3 very quickly. Okay.
Let's take a look at Boston.
So Boston, again, their magic number is 3. There are 9 games left. They've got Texas tonight, who they already beat. And then we've got Minnesota, Cleveland, and Tampa Bay for them. So, again, any combination of over 3 wins is going to make it a little more difficult for us.
Okay, and then moving along to Oakland here.
A little more attainable. So they've got 7 games left this month. They've got Seattle, the Yankees, and Detroit. Now, once we get looking at the Toronto magic number, which is 8, they've got 9 games left. Chicago, Detroit, and Baltimore.
White Sox.
Yes. Okay, positivity here. End of the month.
Yes, but we're positive. White Sox got to beat the best to be the best, right?
Yeah, so they're tied right now in the bottom of the 7th. At the end of the month, the Yankees will still have a game in hand on us. Boston will have 3 games in hand on us, and Oakland will have a game in hand on us. So the great thing that's still going to happen is there's still a lot of baseball to be played in September.
Yes.
So if everything were to stand pat and we're still 4.5 games back September 1st, it's still doable. At the end of the day, the math is going to start showing up every day in the box scores. It's going to tell you what their magic number is in terms of their wins and losses combined with another team's wins and losses. And until that math is definitive, there's still a chance.
Yeah,
exactly.
Kevin Garnett, anything is possible. The good thing with the White Sox is they're 5-5 in the last 10 on a losing streak of 2. So hopefully we can continue to feed them that losing streak and get some wins off them. So let's take a look at the first game then.
So the pitching matchup this series, you can see that it heavily favors the Chicago White Sox. In fact, the only thing our pitchers don't do is walk more batters. Kind of daunting for a task.
Yeah. Okay, so let's take a look at the offense.
Yeah. And as you can see here, the only thing that the White Sox do more of is walk, which helps their on-base percentage. Outside of that, everything favors the Jays statistically when it comes to offense. So it's offense versus pitching.
Okay, so we're tied up in the 7th of the game 1. What do you think about that?
So obviously, I would have liked to have had a little bit more lead on Lance Lynn, who doesn't throw that hard, works pretty quickly. But as you can see, Manoah, his last 7 starts here, he's trending in the right direction. Lynn is also trending in the right direction. But as we get further into this series, you're going to see that a lot of the Jays' starting pitchers, they're trending in the right direction. So I'm hoping to get a pull out a win here and move on to the next game.
Okay, so looking at game 2, which is tomorrow, 7:07.
Yeah, so that's Cease against Barrios. Barrios is trending in the wrong direction, but I'm going to say that those were 2 bad starts that kind of got blown on defense in the bullpen. His ERA is a bit high right now, but he doesn't give up a lot of earned runs, and his walks are very low. So that's a good thing to hold on to if the offense can get humming during this season. This series. I think Barrios will be able to kind of handle the load.
Yeah, hopefully the run support will be there as they continue in this series. Looking at game 3 now here.
And Robbie Ray, I mean, literally it's come up that this guy's name is in the Cy Young conversation because of his strikeouts. But if you look at his last 7, he's 2-1. His ERA is trending down. His earned runs are trending down. His walks, they're a little bit high, but they are trending down. And his strikeout numbers are absolutely ridiculous. Whereas you look at Giolito, who is the odds-on odds ace of that staff, he's 2-3 in his last 7 with almost a 3 ERA. Runs are a bit high for him as well as the walks, and his strikeout numbers are still pretty decent.
Okay, and then we have game 4 going, what is that, Thursday?
Thursday, yeah. So Keuchel is the expected starter, and if you look at his numbers in his last 7, they are trending in the wrong direction. Whereas you look at Rio's last 7, and you can see how he's trending in the right direction. The earned runs are a bit up. I'm kind of scary first inning with Rio. He tends to drop 1 or 2 there, but his walks are super low, and his strikeout numbers for him are pretty high in the last 7 games.
Okay, so what are your prediction over this 4-game series? Can the Jays pull three wins out of this series?
I'd like them to. I think it's more or less going to be a split here, so we'll probably walk away with a 2-2 split.
Okay, let's take a look at Bo. Last 15 games.
Oh man, this kind of just goes to show where the troubles have been. When you look at his numbers over the last 15 games, 15 strikeouts, 15 hits, 4 walks. Walks are low. The runs are low. The RBI low. The average is low. The contribution just hasn't been there, and that's a 15-game stretch. It just happens to be the same 15-game stretch that's got us into the issues that we're handling right now in terms of trying to find a way to make the playoffs.
Okay, and then moving along to Vladdy.
Same thing. Strikeout numbers high, average low, contributions just not there. Yeah, he hits the odd home run here or there, but the problem is he's not getting the pitches, and he's basically working with what the pitcher's giving him, which he hasn't done all year. So, for us to get the trajectory reset, those are 2 huge pieces of the offense that need to come through. I mean, when you look at Teoscar Hernandez is hitting .368 with 5 home runs and 15 RBIs in the same 15-game stretch. Semion's hitting .237 with 5 home runs and 7 RBIs in the same stretch. And then Lourdes Gurriel Jr. is hitting .333 with 3 home runs and 11 RBIs in the same 15-game stretch. So you can see that there are contributions still coming from the offense, but it's just not from the guys that we need it to be coming from.
Yeah, exactly. Well, look, I'm hoping they can pull out, even if they split this, they're going to be looking at Detroit over the weekend in Detroit. Hopefully we can get a little steam here on some wins and move into Detroit with hopefully, a bit of a win streak rolling. I mean, what do you expect from Detroit?
I wasn't expecting anything from them this last week. So, I mean,
or the whole season, really.
Yeah, I got to expect that they're coming. I mean, they're a great young team that's kind of they're on that precipice of becoming, a real contender in the Central. But I'll tell you what's wrong with the Jays right now. There's 3 issues. Okay, the first issue is the bullpen is not being utilized properly, and I think Montoyo's got to basically wipe the slate clean and understand what he has in that bullpen. It's not the greatest bullpen in the league, but I think if you understand how to utilize each of these guys, you can get away with it. Number two, there has been absolutely no clutch hitting. Hitting around 200 with runners in scoring position is absolutely a paltry, and you're not going to make the playoffs doing that. Close to 90 guys left on base in the last 15 games, unacceptable. And then three, I alluded it to, with Vladdy, is that the hitters are not working the count, which is allowing that zone to be stretched out. And there's a lot of bad swings that are happening. You can see both. There was a 5 strikeout game. Like, these guys have to get back to what got them here. Now, obviously, as we start to get through the dog days of summer, they're not going to see what they were seeing in back in like April or May. The pitchers are not going to give you the game. So you have to work the counts. And if you're not going to work the count, you're not going to get the walks. You're not going to get the contributions. You're not going to set the table for the guys who are actually driving runs in. So I think if those three things can get solved, where Montoyo starts to utilize the bullpen properly, they start hitting with runners in scoring position, and they start working the counts and basically reintroducing that patience into the game, then I can see them start going on like a 5 or 6 game win streak, which at this point they really, really need.
I know we've been critical of Montoyo's batting lineup. What's your current position on that right now?
Again, this slide all started when he decided to start screwing around with things and changing things up.
Just when we were playing, our hitting was off the charts just before that.
Yeah, and this was right after the All-Star break, and it just slowly started to fall apart. So I think if he goes back to what he was doing before, he sort of is. Not having Springer setting that table obviously hurts a little bit, but he is running again. He does look a lot better than we expected. He might come off the IL a bit early, hopefully, because we definitely need him back in the lineup. But I think that Charlie, he's been trying to tweak things, and it's just not working. So if it's not working, just go back to what got you there. And
exactly.
It's that simple.
Back to basics. Okay. All right. Well, there you have it. That's the roundup for August 23rd week. And we'll make sure to catch you next week. Let us know what you think in the comments below. Definitely hit that subscribe button and turn our notifications on, because we do go live quite a bit. If you haven't already, go check out some of our other videos. We just did a Wicked Raptors top 10 all time, and we'd love to hear your comments on that as well. We'll be back, of course, next week with another roundup, talking about the series with Detroit and previewing the following week. For everybody here at the Roundup and Offside and Out of Bounds, I'm Adam.
I'm Junior. We're gonna see you real soon.